There are different motivations and inspirations for authoring books. Some authors may have always dreamed of writing, while others may have just fallen into it. I was one of those who fell into it. See, on Valentine's Day of 2020, my girlfriend, now wife, and I decided to celebrate by spending a quiet evening over dinner with no television, no cell phones, no outside interruptions. We wanted to spend quality time without the responsibilities of life and all its havoc. We coined it Reboot 2020. When you have hours to talk about anything and you're not concerned with outside interruptions, topics can range from the mundane to deep and meaningful. Over the course of dinner, we touched on many topics that fell within that range. Two of which really resonated, as they revealed something extremely insightful to who I am as a person, why I do what I do, and my motivation. I've always been a driven person, but I could never really understand why. Sure, my parents instilled a certain work ethic in me. I saw my father get up early each morning for work, stay late, and work weekends. Having been raised in the country, my brothers and I would get up every Saturday morning while other kids were watching cartoons and help our father with some chore he decided to do. Installing a new fence, painting an old fence, mowing the lawn, painting the house, chopping firewood, repairing plumbing, putting plastic over the windows in the winter, shoveling snow, etc. My mother worked a full-time job while still finding the time each morning to make a separate breakfast for her sons, having dinner ready, ensuring the house was always clean, tending to our wounds, and caring for us when we were sick. So, understandably, my view of hard work was rooted in the visions of my mother's and father's examples as a kid. But I always felt I had something extra inside me that fueled my drive to be something more than what I was. But why? I had no idea until Reboot 2020. Why did I enlist in the United States military? Why become a government intelligence and terrorism expert? Why did I even think about training in mixed martial arts, let alone become a cage fighter? Why train to become a world silver medalist, a Muay Thai kickboxing champion, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion? From where did the dedication and discipline come to put in the work required to earn my black belt? Why become a certified instructor under United States Marine and United States Navy SEAL? Why was it important that I seize that opportunity to be a hand-to-hand combat expert on a nationally syndicated television series? Why? Why subject myself to the mental and physical requirements to attain those things? What was my drive? My motivation? If I could figure that out, I would know my why. Something of which everyone should have. You see, your why is what gets you up every day to do what you do. It's kindling for the fire burning deep inside you, with flames burning away all seeds of doubt, fear, and skepticism. I realized my why the night of Reboot 2020. For as I later reflected on our conversation and the stories I shared that night, none resonated more deeply than memories number 1 and number 2, illustrated in Chapter 2, Memory Lane. Reboot 2020 was my inspiration to write this book. I believe that my story, coupled with the extraordinary work of scholars on the subject, will resonate with many African American boys and girls, and even adults. Like the black box of an aircraft that collects and stores vital information to be used by analysts, investigators, engineers, and authorities in determining the cause of a crash, so too do the black youth of our society store and suppress vital information that we as parents, guardians, therapists, and counselors can use in determining the cause of depression and other mental or physical health conditions. The purpose of this book is to empower parents and their children. I do that by first providing readers with the insight and knowledge of trauma, bullying, and depression. I then equip readers with the tools to overcome and bust through those barriers. By sharing my real-world accounts, the intent is to present the commonality of such events to other young Black kids and their parents. This is to imprint upon them that they are not alone nor unique in their experience when considering bullying, racism, and trauma. By providing readers with a game plan, the intent is to arm you with the necessary tools to either A, prevent your child or loved one from crashing, or B, enable them to survive and thrive subsequent to a crash. Much effort went into collecting, assembling, and sharing the information within these pages. I hope that you will find it helpful, insightful, and a resource for which you can reference. As you attempt to understand African American youth, their challenges and obstacles, may this be the source from which you can draw to help navigate that journey. That was the preface from my book, Analyzing the Black Box, Bullying and Depression Amongst African American Youth, that I wrote a couple years ago, and actually received a national award for it. But it's one of the reasons why I do what I do, to help kids that were in similar situations that I was as a kid. So everyone that comes through that program, through my program, that comes through those doors, understands that I understand them, and we all have a purpose. We are all part of a divine plan, and if you or your child has trouble finding that purpose, then definitely bring them in, and let's see what we can do to help. Coach Mitch, 7074 Harrison Avenue, Power Academy, Suite number 2.